Who do you put your marker on in the National League to make the World Series? The Mets have an Acuna of their own now, out of the blue.
That's true.
Holy cow! And it looks like they're going to beat out the Braves. Obviously, they shouldn't. I'm sorry to put the Ziggy on them, TJ, like
get
that.
Ahead of yourself.
Boy, oh boy.
The Padres are 20 over since the All-Star game. The Phillies are the Phillies. So I just name a few. There's always the Brewers lying out there, and the Diamondbacks made it last year out of the blue. Who do you have in the National League if you want to choose?
I like the step process.
Okay.
And the step process to me means that the Phillies are ready. And I think that I look at their team, I look at a short series and a long series when you can go Nola, Wheeler, and then you have Sanchez, Suarez. Starting pitching matters. Their bullpen, it's going to be okay. And their lineup, JT's hitting 260, 250 right now, down at the bottom of the lineup, and he's the best catcher in baseball. I think that Harper wants the ring. I think they're going to be in the World Series.
Okay, now let's talk American League. The Yankees have caught fire of late, or at least, it just seems like that they're winning 2 out of 3.
It ain't bad.
Well, I mean, and the Clay Holmes creative bullpen that they've created. Seems to be working right now. Soto hit his 40th home run last night. He and Judge might combine for 100 on the season when it's all said and done. I'll tell you, just as a Yankee fan, the Garrett Cole giving Rafael Devers a free pass over the weekend is the last thing I want to see going into the playoffs. Even though they're not going to face Devers, like what the hell was that all about? But it's all positive, I think.
Except that.
Well, that and who knows what's going to happen with their closer or the bullpen. But it seems like everybody seems to have problems like that. How do you handicap the American League going into this final stretch?
To make you feel better in the postseason, as you know, when the Dodgers won the World Series, wasn't it Urias who was on the mound to finish the World Series as a starter? So often you move your starters into the bullpen. So I'm not as worried about Holmes. I don't know that I would give him the ball necessarily in the 9th inning in a playoff game. But the Yankees offense, when Judge and Soto are going, they are hard to beat. If Stanton is healthy, which he is, it makes it almost like a murderer's row. And there's something about the Yankees, though, that they just have not been able to get over the top with this team. So what's the difference this year? Soto. And Juan Soto is someone who doesn't have a free agent contract. He hasn't signed. He's wanted to sign for years. He's wanted that long-term deal. Remember, he turned down the Nationals deal for $440, and he's been offered and promised more by his agent, Scott Boras. He wants a World Series ring in this platform year. I love the Yankees making it to October, and the dream for baseball would be Yankees-Dodgers. That is, they go to bed at night dreaming about that possibility. They really do. I mean, I have better things to dream about, but this is the year where it really is the most possible, given those teams, that it could happen.
So you like the Yankees to make the World Series out of the American League? For real?
The problem,
you know what happens? They take on the Guardians, and Steve Kwan, bloops one over Chisholm's head, and then suddenly winds up on second. They scratch out a run or two. Yankees, they walk Soto, they walk Judge. Nobody else hits, or they get a lead, and Clay Holmes blows it. I mean, I just gave you a nightmare scenario, but that's a way for the Yankees to not make it.
That's sort of a Tuesday scenario. The question is, will that happen in October? And it's happened for years. I think the last time they're in the World Series is 2009. So, and it's not that they have low payrolls. It's not that they have bad teams. It's just that every year something seems to happen in October to them. And I'm just, one of these years, if it doesn't happen, how do you keep Boone around? How do you keep Cashman around? Eventually, you have to pay the price. And I think they can avoid it by winning the pennant this year.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.